July 8th. We're now in the next phase of the Great Salt Pond project. Here you can see that last week they pretty much completed digging the trench in what we call the spur fields between the Little Neck pasture and the road to the Great Salt Pond. This is where the spoil that has been dug out of the channels down at the Great Salt Pond will be deposited. The dirt to the left here is the dirt that will be used by the POA for projects on the island, but there will be a small amount left sufficient to cover the pit back over. It'll be put on top of all the clay that came out of the bottom of the Great Salt Pond, so there is adequate or decent soil on the top level. FYI, it's interesting to see the soil profile here from the pit. You can see a brownish layer, the topsoil, with a white layer below. That very white layer is the layer where the nutrients leach out. And then there's the very dark layer, which I'm assuming is where some of the nutrients, and particularly the organics that got leached from the soil on the top when it was a forest, were deposited. Then you have the gray level. This pan is to illustrate what the topography of the bottom of the Great Salt Pond is like. As we've said all along, it's very flat. Last Saturday, July the 5th, there was approximately 4 to 5 inches of rain on the island. The Great Salt Pond started to hold water. As you look off in the distance, you can see the water has backed around the corner. Around the corner is where the docks are, the Great Salt Pond on the main dike. And with even just a few inches of water in it, it's already backed up through the middle of the Great Salt Pond. The pile of logs and dirt you see in the middle has been our reference point directly across from the campsite. And as you proceed, we're now looking at the water that's in the canal or channel that was dug, and it happens to be full, and that water extends in the canal all the way around the corner to the Middle Dike that you drive across when you come in to the Great Salt Peak. There'll be two things going on. First is that the canal that goes between the dike near Palmetto Point, which is where I'm standing, is being dug from here up toward the Middle Dike, the one that people drive over as they go out to the Great Salt Pond to fish. As you note, they're piling the dirt along the edge of the pond, and then they will come by and get that with the trucks. The next part of the project will start on Wednesday of this week, and that is that the trucks are coming to start hauling the dirt that's been piled up from the excavation of these canals, taken up to the pit that I just showed you and dumped in there. We can expect trucks to be running on the roads in the nature preserve for the next couple of weeks. And so the access points for people who want to come watch this is to either go to the end of Live Oak, circle, and go down the path there to Palmetto Point, and you can stand on this dike, or you can walk around on the trail from the end of Little Neck crossing just prior to where it goes into the Green Hills property at Pine Island. And that trail that cuts around that end of the Great Salt Pond will be open for people to walk in and watch the work from that end if they want. However, I don't think there's going to be anything interesting to watch here for at least another 2 weeks.